I have an idea for one Python command line tool, and I decided to test how successfully this Python script can be implemented with different LLM models. And I asked 10 times each model to create the same Python script. And here on the screen are results. So in my test, best results I got from Gemma 4, and completely 0 successful Python scripts was created by Devstral small. But I left this in the list because every test it created valid Python syntaxes. It just have not implemented all option what I asked it to do. So now I will quickly go to explain what was my test. I decided to write a Python command line tool that it will measure LLM throughput, benchmark. They already exist. For example, vLLM has built-in benchmark, SGLang has built-in benchmark. There are other LLM benchmark. I only wanted to create small Python tool that it will measure throughput, tokens per second. There is correct way how to test it. It's you go to the Hugging Face, you download from the model tokenizer file. For example, for Gemma 4, this is tokenizer.json file, 32 megabyte. So you can use this file to identify tokens in the, how many tokens was produced. We never know how many tokens text has because we don't know how model was trained. But for example, I just Googled one example, unbelievable. It can be 3 tokens, for example, believe, able. If we will use tokenizer, we can find out how many tokens was generated in the text output and divide it by time, and we will find tokens per second. This is correct way to count tokens. I decided to create Python script that does not need to use this tokenizer.json file. So there are alternative methods. Method number 1 is to use streaming. We stream output from a text, and often different frameworks, for example, vLLM, outputs 1 token per line. So we can just count how many lines was in output, divide by time. Now we have how many tokens per second from this model. Second method, according to some study I found, it's roughly for English text equal 4 characters is 1 token. Divide by 4 and divide by time, we get in tokens per second. A third alternative method how to count tokens, some frameworks, they can output how many tokens was produced. I'm using the same prompt, 2 + 2, but without streaming. And in this output, I'm getting this part. Completion tokens, 177, divide by time, how long it took to produce this output, and I will get tokens per second. So I'm asking LLM model to create Python script to implement these 3 methods without tokenizer.json. So this is a prompt what I created. I wrote it manually. What I think I can explain to another person. So create a Python script, measure LLM throughput, use OpenAI compatible API, use only Python 3 standard library. This is options what I was expecting, and I asked it to implement 3 different methods. Method A, method B, and method C. First I repeated it 10 times with each model, and then I repeated it, here is for loop. I repeated it 100 times, so you can see on this side, you can see all produced Python scripts. And final line in this script is to finally run this benchmark against some model. And I'm asking what is LLM, write at least 50 words. So this is example I tested with vLLM built-in benchmark to see what numbers I can expect. So I use this command to run benchmark. I'm using Qwen 3.6 model which I'm benchmarking. And I'm getting 152 tokens per second. So Gemma 4, and 9 out of 10 times I got great script, which measures what I asked. Kimi K2 was not so great, it's much larger model. 7 out of 10 was success rate. Qwen 3.6, this was surprising, 4 out of 10. GLM 4.7, and Devstral small 2 failed on all tests. So I decided what I can do about this. And I thought maybe my prompt is not great enough. Let me ask a larger model like Kimi K 2.6. and improve my prompt. And I iterated several times. I asked Kimi to create prompt. I tested it with devstral, failure, success, failure, success. And I found prompt that will create successful script with devstral. And this is improved prompt. It's much larger, more detailed from Kimi. So this is my devstral output after I used improved prompt. Success, 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 syntax is error, success, success, this is success. It's just very highly accurate result. Success, success, success. 9 out of 10 times, devstral can create this script. I run it one more time. All 10 are successful. And this is devstral small 2, which was failing with my manually written prompt. Now it's performing better than other models. My prompt was not great. Prompt improved by LLM model made much better result that I can do. Maybe LLMs can talk better to other LLMs than humans. What conclusion I can do? Don't write your prompts. Ask larger LLM model to write your prompt and then use smaller model. Smaller models can do better if you can write good prompt. And surprising for me was Qwen 3.6. It's very praised on the internet compared to Gemma. But in this small test, for some reason, Gemma 4 writes better small Python tools with standard library. Qwen 3.6 was not so good for these results, and it was mostly created in successful 40% of the time. And I can create better prompt, and Qwen 3.6 will perform much better. But for me, it was interesting to get results one shot. So this is my takeaway. If you want to create small Python tool, try Gemma 4. It's surprisingly better than other models. Bye! Old joke about how people build ships inside the bottles. And joke was, you put in all ship components in the bottle, add in glue, shaking, and sometimes you get in ships. So I think my experiment is the same. I'm just shaking and I'm just checking how successful this bottle is